As a twin parent, there are essential baby gear items you may want to consider to help make life more manageable, including double strollers. But with all the strollers out there, how do you know which features are best for twins? Today you'll hear from companies who are specifically creating double strollers to address the needs of twin parents. This is Twin Talks, episode number 8, live from the 2013 ABC Kids Expo.
The ultrasound shows your babies to be healthy.
What? Did you say babies? You're huge. Are you having twins?
Are they natural?
Which one do you like better?
Twins, huh? My neighbor's cousin's brother's uncle's a twin.
So can they read each other's minds?
How do you tell them apart? Twins? You got a 2-for-1.
Do twins run in your family?
Double trouble. You're not having any more, are you?
At least you're not Octomom.
If you're pregnant with twins or you're an experienced twin parent, odds are you've heard it all before. Now it's time to hear from the experts. This is Twin Talks, Parenting Times 2. Welcome to Twin Talks, broadcasting live from the 2013 ABC Kids Expo. Twin Talks is your weekly online, on-the-go support group for expecting and new parents of twins. I'm your host, Christine Stewart Fitzgerald. And have you heard of the Twin Talks Club? Our members get bonus content after each new show, plus special giveaways and discounts. Subscribe to our monthly Twin Talks newsletter and learn about the latest episodes available. And another way for you to stay connected is by downloading our free Twin Talks app available in the Android and iTunes marketplace. Today's format is a bit different. So instead of having a parent panelist, we're featuring companies who've created double strollers that benefit twin parents. So let's meet the people representing these companies and learn more about them.
Hi, I'm Allison Bolliard. I'm the VP of Marketing at Baby Jogger. Baby Jogger has been around for nearly 30 years, and we were the innovator of the jogging stroller, but we're so much more than jogging strollers today. We have award-winning models such as the City Mini and the City Select. And I have 2 boys myself, Anderson and Alex, and when the youngest was born last year, I was in the market for a double stroller and did all of my research and ended up buying the City Mini GT, and that's what actually led me to come work for Baby Jogger about a year ago.
Oh, awesome. Personal.
Hi, my name is Shalom Nu from Valco Baby. Valco Baby is a company that originates in Australia. It was started about 30 years ago by my father. And it's a family business, and we've been in the States for about 8 years now. I'm the father of 5 children, 4 boys, 1 girl. We are currently using a Valco Baby Snap double stroller, which is a really lightweight stroller and great for getting around town as we live in the city.
Welcome.
Yeah, I'm Brad Metarochi. I'm the Vice President and General Manager of Baby Trend. And Baby Trend's been around for 25 years, and we run the full gamut of baby products, strollers, in-home, on the go. And I'm a father of 2, son 20, a 3-year-old, and 1 on the way. So,
wow.
Yes.
Congrats.
Thank you.
Hi, my name is Kate Clark, and I do not have children at this table, or at all. But I work for Britex. I've been with Britex for 5 years, and I'm the PR and the event marketing manager. And back in 2011, Britex purchased Bob. So we own the Bob stroller brand as well, and I have family members with children, and they all use our products, especially the Bob outdoor strollers.
Oh, that's great.
Hey, Twin Talks, this is Sunny, mother of twin girls and one of the producers on the show. Before we kick off today's show, I'd like to introduce you to Natalie Diaz, who is joining us via phone. Natalie is the mother of twins. She's also the founder of Twiniversity, a supportive website and online resource for parents of twins. She's also the publisher of Multiplicity magazine. And Natalie has just released her first book, What to Do When You're Having Two, the twin survival guide from pregnancy through the first year. So, Natalie, welcome to Twin Talks.
Thank you, Sunny. Yay, congratulations on your baby.
I know, right? I'm part of the group. I'm like one of the newest members
now.
Well, Natalie, I'm so glad you wrote this book. First of all, I know there's not a lot of resources, especially online for parents of twins, and I think most twin parents really appreciate information that comes specifically from another twin parent who's been there, done that. Is that kind of what you found too, and is that what led for you to write this book?
Oh, 100%. You know, I just found that everything that was out there was either very medically heavy-based or very breastfeeding based. There wasn't kind of like a catch-all for parents of twins. And there's so many little things like how to feed 2 at once and, you know, what kind of gear you need 2 of and what you don't, that it's not really discussed. And so I said, you know, when my kids were little, I said, when they go to kindergarten, if nobody puts this together, I was going to do it. So on their very first day of kindergarten, I organized us and came up with this crazy Twiniversity business.
I love it. Okay, so how did you determine, specifically for the book, what topics were best to discuss? Because I think there's so many things that we need to know as parents of twins. How did you narrow it down for the topics in your book?
Well, since 2005, I've been the director of the Manhattan Twins Club, and so I've gone every month to our support group meetings, and every month I've heard the same questions asked time and time again. So it's breastfeeding, strollers, and help. So I knew right there that was 3 chapters right there. So we had the feeding, of course, and how much help do you need and what gear do you need. So that was easy. And then the rest of the stuff came when, just with our online community, I'd say, here's a question that's asked really, really often. Okay, so you know what, that has to hold so much weight in the book. And personally, I struggled with something like postpartum. It's not covered enough, and postpartum for parents of multiples is a little bit more prevalent, so that definitely needs a space in the book. And just over the years, it's kind of like this weird research that I've been doing on basically what I wanted to know, and then I realized, oh, well, you wanted to know that too? Well, why don't we know these things? And so I just kept a running list, and I kept a lot of journals and came up with the 200-plus pages that sit before you.
When it comes to parenting, there isn't necessarily a right or wrong answer. It's kind of like what works best for you. So how did you present these topics? Was it more matter of fact, like this is what I did? Or, do you present a lot of different ideas and let parents choose for themselves? Or how did you do it?
Well, I definitely think that parenting is not a one-size-fits-all,
right.
100%. And what I do in New York City is going to be different what you do on your coast. It's just we're like on different ends of the world sometimes. And
right.
Also, if you have other kids, if you are moving back to a foreign country, there's a lot of elements that play into parenting. And I wanted to be able to present a huge variety of options on how to do things. There is no one way to do things. And just because I did it a particular way doesn't mean it's going to work for you. So instead of just saying, here's my experience, and here's what I did, and this is what I think is best, I said, here's what I did. But here's what other people do, and here's what other people do. So when you're reading it, you could say, okay, you know what? This idea resonates a lot more with me than what Nat did. So there is no right or wrong. I never take offense if somebody doesn't agree with me because there's always another side.
So, the title again, What to Do When You're Having Two, does that lend itself more to being a book that's geared towards people who are pregnant with twins or brand new parents of twins, or who is this geared towards?
It's for anybody within the first year, so it's anybody in the trenches. Because by the time your babies are 1 year old, you got to figure it out. You know how to do these things. So it's definitely expectant parents would benefit greatly from that.
Okay.
Parents of 4-month-old twins would greatly benefit. It's whatever you need it to be. It's also a book that was written without saying, oh, somebody has to read it cover to cover.
Okay.
I placed so much effort on making sure that the index was done properly. So if you're in the middle of a breastfeeding challenge, you could go to the back of the book, find the breastfeeding page, and go right to the little bit that you need. You do not have to sit there and say, oh, I have to start at page 1 and end at page 262. Who has time to do that?
Yeah.
I certainly, and the time that I have for leisure reading, I don't want to read a how-to book.
Right.
I want to get the information that I need whenever I need it. So this is kind of like a bedside table book. It's there. When you need it, you pick it up and you go to the piece that you need.
Yeah, I love that because sometimes I feel like when I open up a new book, it's kind of a daunting process for me because I feel like I have to plan it out. Do I have enough time now to read it cover to cover? So I love that it's more of a reference style book, especially once you've already had your twins and your hands are already full.
Yeah.
You just don't have the time to do it necessarily. So I love that. That's great. How can our listeners get a copy of the book? What's the best way?
Well, they could go to twiniversity.com, and there's a little buy the book icon at the top, or they could go to Amazon, Barnes & Noble, Walmart, Overstock. It's everywhere. I feel like everywhere the internet touches, my book could be found, which I'm amazed with.
That's a good thing. It's a good thing. Well, Natalie, thanks so much for being on our show. Thank you for writing this book. Of course, we encourage all of our listeners to head on over to twiniversity.com and check it out. And also, it's a great baby shower gift. So if you're not pregnant with twins, or maybe your twins are a little bit older and you know someone that's expecting, it's a great present. So thanks again, Natalie.
You got it, Sunny. Thanks for having me.
Today we have a special episode for you. We're recording live from the 2013 ABC Kids Expo, where many new products, including strollers, are revealed for the coming year. So thanks to Valco, Britex Bob, Baby Trend, and Baby Jogger for being with us today as we discuss double strollers and the features twin parents should be looking for. I know we've got a nice variety of strollers that we can talk about. So how would you describe the different types of strollers that are out there?
Firstly, generally speaking, our recommendation is, even with all due respect to all of us over here, there's no such thing as the perfect stroller.
Right.
We always say, what's the perfect stroller for you? So as an expectant parent, it's a matter, there are many considerations that a person has to take into account before choosing that stroller. Many times it might mean that you need 2 strollers to fit that lifestyle, because as good as we all are, I'm not sure if there's one that's perfect that does absolutely everything. So when considering strollers, there are a couple of things, general rules to look at. So generally speaking, the bigger the wheels, the stroller's going to be slightly heavier. However, it's going to push much better. So lightweight is great, but if you've got, as the kids grow heavier, if there's smaller wheels or it's too lightweight sometimes, you might be pushing the weight of the stroller plus the children. So that's some of the things to consider, and that's where you get into all-terrain strollers, which the ride on them is a dream, but they are slightly heavier. We're not taking the stroller around like a suitcase, we're actually wheeling it.
Right.
So.
Another consideration is the fold of the stroller. So many strollers are very easy to fold with one hand in the case of a single stroller, 2 hands in the case of a double. But some other strollers are more difficult, and it depends on what your lifestyle is. Are you going to be in and out of the car all the time, or is it a stroller that you're going to leave set up maybe in your garage or someplace else and push it around town? That's also something to consider.
Piggybacking on the lifestyle comment, I think people's lifestyles change throughout the process of having children too. So what we've found with Britex and Bob, because we sell car seats as well, many parents will choose a travel system. And so they fall into the same category as some of the other strollers do, but if you're getting a double, for instance, our dually strollers made by Bob, you can have a car seat on one side, whereas the other one will lay flat, so you can put the infant on the other side.
That's a great point. And today, a lot of travel systems can be created by mixing and matching your stroller with whatever your favorite brand of car seat is. It's not like the old days where it has to come just all in one box.
So you could essentially mix manufacturers. If you have a different
Exactly.
car seat, you can put it with a different type of stroller.
You just have to make sure that you're getting the correct adapter for the car seat you're buying.
Unless, of course, when you come home, we're missing the one key point is when you bring your twins home, how are you going to get them home, and then how are you going to transport them? And the great part about the Baby Trend product line is our Snap and Go, specifically our double Snap and Go, which is just a frame carrier stroller, lightweight, which will carry a universal, any car seat made by anybody out there right now. And so it's really lightweight and it's a really affordable solution. But until you pick a travel system or you go onto a jogger that's a double or side-by-side or inline.
Yes. So that allows the versatility of being able to choose, it's a car seat, stroller, and then if they graduate into a different type of stroller.
Exactly, yeah.
So I think we mentioned, let's see, we've got an all-terrain stroller, we've umbrella, and then within a travel system you could have, fold up more the modular type.
I was going to say, we have the modular style with the Be Ready, where with Britex, so people can't see me, but Britex makes a modular style called the Be Ready, and you can use it as a single stroller, but you can actually add the second seat underneath. And there are lots of different types of modular styles out there. We find that ours has the best balance, having the seat on the bottom and the top seat being the larger seat. It still folds nicely. You can take the bottom part off very easily, turn the pieces around. There's 14 different configurations. And there are other brands that make that style stroller too, but they're great for twins. And we've won one of the Twiniversity awards that they've given out for twin parents too.
Oh, awesome. Now you mentioned kind of the seat formation, and I know there's in some of your different lines you've got the side by side, and we've also got the tandem seating. Yes. So let's talk about what are the
stadium seating.
Stadium
seating. Yeah, we call it stadium seating. So the stadium seating, Baby Trend makes the double sit and stand. So you can also carry 2 car seats on it as well as a travel system, and then it converts into a stadium seating stroller where you can have 2 kids, and then as they grow and then get into toddler years, you can actually stand. One of the children can take turns standing in the stroller in the rear or the front.
Oh, that's great.
We're finding at Baby Jogger, one of the trends is parents seem to be moving from the side-by-sides to more of this front-to-back type stroller. And one of the things that we found really successful with our City Select, which has 16 different configurations for seating, is that the child doesn't have to sit underneath or behind the other one. They can face the parent, they can face each other, they can both face outward. So I think parents today are really looking for that versatility, and the inline strollers seem to be becoming a popular trend.
Definitely.
Well,
I see
something
stroller.
to consider just in terms of the comparison between side by side and the, I guess, modular strollers are that just on a general level, any side by side stroller, 30 inches is the width of a standard door.
Okay.
So when considering buying a twin stroller, just make sure that you understand that it will fit through that standard door. And that being said, that's one of the reasons, I guess, that people going or inlines are popular, because it is a little bit narrower, but you've got to also consider the length of the stroller. So the stroller's a little bit longer to push, so it does affect the push. So everything, like we said, there's no such thing as the perfect stroller. Sometimes the inlines, load up with kids, and the length, everything, it can affect the push or the ride. And the same thing with side by side. The width in shopping aisles, it could be in some places they're narrower than a standard opening. So that's some of the things to take into consideration when pushing the stroller. One thing that we actually have at Valco Baby is on our twin tri-mode all-terrain stroller and our twin Z stroller. We're talking about multiples, but what happens if you've also got, let's say, a 2-year-old and then multiples?
Yes.
What options do you have? So we actually have what we call the Joey jump seat, which can fit 2 newborns, and you can actually fit an older child sitting comfortably in front, so they're nice and secure. And there are also ride-on boards that instead of that jump seat, you can add the ride-on board for an older child to stand on. And actually on the Valco Tri-Mode, you could actually fit 4 children.
Oh my gosh.
So,
wow, for the big family.
But I've got 5 children, but I have not used it with 4 of them.
No, that is great to hear. Now, we're kind of talking about sort of, lifestyle and being indoors and outdoors. I think we talked about tires, but how else does lifestyle affect your choice of strollers?
Well, the lifestyle, when we're talking to new parents and we're designing product, we're always talking about lifestyle. Are you going to travel a lot after you're newborn and see grandparents, or are you going to be an active person and we're going to want the jogging type stroller? Well, it all comes in. You have to seriously consider your lifestyle and the way it may change or you think it's going to change, and so you have to take that in consideration. And especially where you live, a double jogger, a baby trend double jogger does fit through a doorway, just barely. But
it does.
But you have to, you still have to kind of jockey it, and then again, you also have to consider the weight of any double stroller is going to be heavier than obviously a single stroller. Mm-hmm. And when it's folded, how compact it is, if the wheels detach and it folds, and if mom and dad are going to be actually going to be able to fit it in their current vehicle.
Yes.
You always have to think about that.
That's always the thing when shopping for a stroller, do the trunk test.
I think the terrain too makes a big difference too.
Right.
Depending on where you live, what type of terrain you're going to be using your strollers for. And we found with a lot of the parents that follow us, they've been telling us that they have 3 and 4 strollers. So depending on where they live, their mall stroller might be the Be Agile, the easy to fold single stroller, but we also have the double Be Agile. Whereas they're spending all day where you're going to need a larger basket, and you can fit 2 kids, the tandem style, you'd go with the Be Ready. But the wheels too, a heavier duty wheel on the rougher terrain is really important.
I know when I was out shopping and I thought, okay, and I'm going to get a jogger because it's so lightweight. And then, I had to really look at my lifestyle and realize, am I jogging? I'm not out doing the marathons. So maybe I just need a different type of stroller that's maybe more made for the city use.
Right.
Mm-hmm.
So,
yeah. I think a lot of times new parents fall into this trap of, I need to get a travel system and I need to get a jogging stroller for the all-terrain wheels and I need to get an everyday stroller. And really, you could have one stroller that potentially meets all of those needs. When your baby grows out of the infant seat after 6 months, you are left with sort of a cheaper stroller. Is that going to last you 4 years for the life of your child? Or do you want something like a baby jogger has a lifetime guarantee on the frame? So maybe investing in that up front will lead to more durability and versatility. So all of these things are really things to consider.
Oh, absolutely. And speaking of versatility, and the changes that we go through, and with twins, having to, it just really adds to the mix of going from newborn to, toddler to larger kids. So what are some of the features that we should look for in strollers in terms of versatility?
Well, just through growth, and getting back to your last question about the wheels and the tires, again, the bigger the wheels, the smoother the push. So you can have bigger wheels, you have air tires, you have now tubeless tires, and there's millions of different options with the tires. Air tires are great, but there's sometimes we find that customers will complain there are two issues. That's like a bicycle, it gets flat. There's another little issue with a mum of twins is maintenance, to keeping the tires always pumped up. And for a mum of twins, that's not going to be on the front burner sometimes. So,
so if it's not air tires, what are the alternatives?
Well, there's the EVA. There's a solid EVA, and there's solid rubber tires, or the tubeless tires, as
or foam
mentioned,
filled,
or foam
forever
filled.
air. Yeah.
Okay.
Those are some of the innovations that have come through in the past couple of years. And I guess you've also got to consider car seat adaptability, so that's great for the newborn, and also the size of the seat. So one thing that people love about our tri-mode stroller is it's got a really tall seat back. And we've had, lately, just going anecdotally, we've had customers who've had their strollers for 8 years. This year have been calling, they need a little spare part. How do we wash it and stuff like that? So sometimes that, obviously looking for something that's going to last. And generally speaking, I think we can say that it's worth the investment. If you invest in there are all different price ranges, obviously, and it has to fit budgets and everything like that. Mm-hmm. But sometimes it's worth spending that little bit extra, and you'll get that stroller, which will last a lot.
And
longer.
It can be potentially cheaper in the end to invest in a nice stroller instead of buying 5 different ones for different purposes.
I agree with that one. Yep.
Right.
A lot of strollers today are also machine washable, which many parents don't know.
Wow.
So you've got the kids with the sticky lollipops
yes.
and hands, and a lot of times you can just snap the fabric right off and throw it in the washer. Don't dry it because it could shrink, but that's something to
hang dry,
too.
right?
Yeah.
Oh my gosh, I did not know that.
and you were asking about features, and obviously you're going to want storage, large storage baskets that will hold the weight with zippered pockets for security. There's always good baby trend. The double sit-and stands have the bigger, large baskets for twins because you're going to have to haul a lot of diaper
stuff.
bags,
bigger diaper bags
all of
by
that.
far.
Also, and also the shade canopies. Make sure that both children have an adequate shade canopy for them that's UV protected, like all of the Baby Trend brand are, and also the cup holders. How many cup holders can you never can get enough because there's always snacks, right? Yeah, there's snacks. So for instance, our Baby Trend double sit and stand has 6 cup holders.
Wow.
So you can never have enough.
Parenting kids.
I would add one more to like for a parent that knows they're going to be having twins and they're going shopping for their first stroller. One of the best things to do is actually go into the store and actually try folding the strollers and picking them up. Because the weight of the stroller, how difficult it is to fold it, not even just the one-handed, because we have different options on how to fold, but basically, there are many steps. Do you have to fold a lot of things before you actually get the stroller into the one piece? Does it stand on its own when you're putting it in the garage? Will it stand up against the wall by itself, or do you have to lay it flat? How will it fit in the back of your car?
Oh, yes. So, and when you're wrangling
your hands are full.
Twins, yes, it's enough to have a
it.
stroller.
And snack trays is also something that we find people really, really love those snack trays. And another thing to consider is also what's included with your stroller. So are the front bars, the Napa front bars included with the stroller? Is the rain cover included with the stroller? So on many of the Valco models, we include everything in that stroller. So that's something also to consider when considering cost and all the extra add-ons that you can have.
Right. When we come back, we're going to talk about how much you should be able to get out of your twin stroller and how much you can expect to spend. Welcome back. Today we're talking about twin baby gear essentials, double strollers, and we are live from the 2013 ABC Kids Expo. So for parents who like to be outdoors, what features should they look for in a twin stroller? I think we talked about all-terrain.
I would say large canopies, keeping out the sun because you're going to be outside so much. So a canopy that comes over as far as you can possibly go.
Depending on how active the parent is, if you want to consider a jogging or a running stroller, it's important to have the wheel with the long wheelbase that can be fixed in front to not swivel. So if you're a runner and you're active in that way, you can run with a product like the Baby Jogger Summit X3. And if you're using it just for everyday use, the wheel swivels, but you can lock it in place when you're doing that long distance running. I think that's an important feature to consider. And it also has a hand brake on the handlebar, which can slow it down if you're running downhill, which is an important safety upgrade.
We don't think about things like that.
So the stroller doesn't run away from you.
Yes.
It's suspension too.
Yeah.
Having added suspension to your stroller makes a big difference, especially on the rugged terrain.
Oh, no, that's great to hear.
The rugged terrain, the pneumatic tires, the bicycle style tires, or composite wheels will make it lightweight. Will non-corrosive when it's out in the weather. And in general, all terrains, suspension is key as well, especially when you're going on and off curbs and over, even if it's city terrain.
And then wheel maintenance is good also. You got with the suspension, you got to make sure the wheels are pumped up properly.
One important thing, though, if you have little twins, usually we would all recommend not running with them until they're at least 6 months old.
6 months and have a better neck control.
Exactly.
Okay, gotcha. Yeah.
Right.
And when using the main seat of the stroller, if you're not using car seat adapters, if you're using the full recline mode, you probably also need infant head protection.
The inserts.
Yeah.
One thing that I want to add, and we keep talking about the parent's experience, but the child's experience is important as well. And we have a lower lumbar support in the Bob strollers when you're putting the 5-point harness, clicking the 5-point harness together, kind of keeping the child in control when you're going up over that rough terrain or if you're running.
Oh, that's good to know. Lumbar. You're right. We don't think about what is the kid experiencing in there. Yes.
And there's also the backboards and seats. So if it's a sling seat or a backboard type of seat, those also things to consider when you're looking at a twin stroller or any stroller.
Okay. I think to Shalom's point, I know that you mentioned earlier that you've got some of your clients who've used the stroller for up to 7 years. So I don't know, is that typical or longer?
Yeah.
Because I know, it is an investment. I'm sure twin parents would like to know, hey, I'm really going to get my money's worth out of here.
As a general note, Baby Trend stocks replacement parts for our products for 10 years. So if you bought a jogger, a Baby Trend jogger, or a Baby Trend, any stroller, any product actually for Baby Trend, and you lost it or you misplaced the part, or it's a second hand, like as Kate had mentioned, you get a lot of this Craigslist, and then people will call up and order a part because they know we carry it. So, but it's an investment, but it can last, for several children, not just your twins. If you have another single later, or your sister has twins.
Yeah, we're finding that a lot also, and I think pretty much everybody at this table, the companies are pretty sharp when it comes to customer service. I'm sure, and we all go overboard, so to speak, and bend over backwards to really help the customer, make the customer happy. So, yeah.
Especially twins.
We understand. Moms have a lot on their plate. I mean, dealing with with a stroller part here or there, even 5 years later, is not something that they have time for.
Absolutely. And thinking about how to use it, not just for your twins, but for your whole family, the one that is my personal favorite for twins is the City Select. And we talk about it as the stroller that grows with your family, because you can start out with 2 bassinets or 2 car seats or 2 seats, and then as the kids get older, maybe they outgrow the stroller, maybe you do a glider board like you have with your kids, or you can just use it with one. You can take off one of the seats completely if just one child is with you that day, and then in 2 seconds you make it into a double stroller again. So think about those types of versatility.
And that ties into the whole lifestyle changes as well.
Absolutely.
If you've got, maybe your twins have moved on to school, and then you've got a singleton. Yes, absolutely.
And you're not stuck with that giant
stroller.
Stroller, yeah.
What kind of investment should we expect for these types of strollers?
From the Britex and Bob perspective, you can expect to pay from about $300 to a little under $700, depending on which type of stroller you're looking for. We have lots to choose from. The lightweight, easier fold ones are going to be a little bit less expensive, and then the all-terrain, using a lot of bike parts, would be a more, a larger investment, but that's the one that you're going to see never dying in the market. It's going to be continuing to be resold on the Bob side.
Right.
So on the Baby Trend side, so the Baby Trend Snap, the double Snap and Go, which is the universal infant car seat carrier, you're going to see that always at everyday low price for the twins at $99. That's the MSRP on that product. And then as far as our jogging strollers and our stadiums, they range from $200 all the way up to $399. So it's a pretty big, and it just depends on which model, which fashion, which type of wheels, the feature set is.
Right. I got to say that the double Snap and Go is great, especially for the parents who they're still kind of waiting to decide what kind of investment that they want to make, and so that provides that interim right there.
Exactly.
Yeah.
And the Valco range, we start with the Snap Double Stroller, which retails for $450. We go to the Z2 stroller, which is like a hybrid, so you get a really, really smooth push, yet it's still really, really lightweight and compact, and that retails for $550. And then you get the Trimo Twin, which goes which retails for $729, and then we have the Spark Duo Double, which retails for $779.
And for Baby Jogger, we start out with the City Mini Double, which is about $450. The City Mini GT, which is our all-terrain option, is $579, and then the City Select with 2 seats is $670, and the Summit X3, which is for joggers or hybrid, is $650.
Well, thanks so much to all of our companies who joined us today for our episode. And all of our companies are offering a free product to our listeners. And so let's learn about the products you can win in this episode's giveaway. So start with Brad.
Yeah, so Baby Trend, we're going to be giving away a double snap and go that I've mentioned several times because it is the one you want to bring home your babies with, and it's lightweight, universal for all car seats. No matter, we would hope that you would buy a Baby Trend car seat for your twins, but if you don't and you choose to go with another brand, that's fine. It'll fit just as well.
Awesome. Thank you.
Hi, this is Kate from Britex and Bob, and because we have both companies that I am representing, we are going to let the winner choose their choice of a stroller that will fit twins, and we'll sweeten the deal by adding 2 infant car seats.
Wow,
of their choice.
fantastic.
And from Valco Baby, we are going to offer a Snap Dual Stroller, which is one of the latest in our line. As I mentioned before, weighs only 22 pounds, really easy one-hand fold, and
Nice.
Great canopy with what we call EX canopy, so it's extended hood protection. So you've got a zipper that actually extends the canopy all the way out when you need it, but when you don't, you just zipper it up, and it's like it's not there.
Oh, fantastic. Wonderful.
And for Baby Jogger, we're going to give away the City Select, which is my favorite twin stroller. It's a $670 value with a second seat. And again, it fits 2 bassinets, 2 car seats, 2 seats, and totally interchangeable.
Oh, it's very cool. So if you'd like to win one of these products, visit the episode page on our website and click on giveaways. Winners will be randomly selected and contacted via email. This conversation continues for members of our Twin Talks Club, and after the show, we'll discuss some most popular stroller features recommended by twin parents. So for more information about the Twin Talks Club, visit our website, twintalks.com. Today we have a special segment called Twin Oops, and this is where our listeners can either post on our Facebook page or call in on our voicemail and leave a story about some funny experiences with their twins. And if you'd like to share your Twin Oops, call us at 619-866-4775. And so here's one, and we heard from Katie in Virginia, and she told us, she said, well, where to begin? Almost 4 years of insanity to pick from. How about the many lovely comments my children have made to strangers in places like the grocery store? Did you know that my mom has big boobs? Did you know that my mom has hair there? So not so discreetly pointing at my nether region. She said, I even seen my dad poop and it was huge. My dog toots. It so makes me laugh, but it smells. And Mom, I tooted and I think I pooped. And she screamed in the checkout line at Costco. And then there's a slew of unbelievable, inappropriate comments that just popped up last summer about how people look. And all the talks we've had about manners and things other people don't need to know and keeping our fashion opinions to ourselves unless it's nice. And it seems like it's only beginning. So that wraps up our show for today. We appreciate you listening to Twin Talks. Join in on the discussion by posting your comments on the Twin Talks Facebook page or calling our voicemail at 619-866-4775. And don't forget to check out our sister shows, Preggy Pals for expecting parents, the Boob Group for moms who breastfeed their babies, and Parent Savers, an online support group for new parents. This is Twin Talks, Parenting Times 2.
This has been a New Mommy Media production. The information and material contained in this episode are presented for educational purposes only. Statements and opinions expressed in this episode are not necessarily those of New Mommy Media and should not be considered facts. While such information and materials are believed to be accurate, it is not intended to replace or substitute for professional medical advice or care, and should not be used for diagnosing or treating healthcare problem or disease or prescribing any medication. If you have questions or concerns regarding your physical or mental health or the health of your baby, please seek assistance from a qualified healthcare provider.
New Mommy Media is expanding our lineup of shows for new and expecting parents. If you have an idea for a new series, or if you're a business or organization interested in joining our network of shows through a co-branded podcast, visit newmommymedia.com. Hey mamas, Don't forget to check out Mighty Moms. It's our online community built for new moms just like you. Not only can you connect with other moms, but you can also join us backstage for special mom-only online events. And you'll also be notified when we're recording so you can join us as a special guest. Visit our website, newmommymedia.com, and click on the Mighty Moms banner. It's free. That's newmommymedia.com. See you there.